Yeah, I think you, there we are.
I see that record button.
There we go. Yeah. It kept flashing, the button kept flashing in and out. Hello, if you're watching this recording, we started from recording from the halfway mark by complete accident. So do read the meeting notes for context on what we've previously discussed. Now we're up to part where we're talking about the new contributor workshop. Not the new contributor workshop, I mean the contributor summit. Yeah. So what from the contributor summit, we're still looking for some people to take on some of the active roles in there, particularly around the content curation, as far as I can remember. Yeah. But that's all I can remember for the contributor summit, because I don't seem to have the notes yet. So with that, we can go on to the next item, which is very, very important. It is the steering election. And I know Bob's going to be back around the 30-minute mark, but we can start having a bit of a chat about the steering election now. I'm not too familiar with the process myself, so yeah. Steering election. Apparently, we have this. There's a new Elect.io software for doing the election stuff. Otherwise, we can revisit this topic as well. So yeah, we can wrap back around to steering election. Mentoring meetup contributors, we discussed that before about regarding StreamYard's now available. We've seen the calendar and vital setup, and we're going to follow up on Slack with Bob and Josh over meetup contributors. We don't have Ihor on the line, but is there any updates on the Google Some of the Code outreachy mentorship stuff?
Not that I know of. Ihor didn't make the last mentoring meeting, so I haven't had an update from his side of things. We don't currently have anything in progress for next round. Next round of outreachy is still something like a month off.
We have a ton of projects that we could, like, I have at least 3 ideas. So like if we're at the like project like what's the word I'm looking for? The project discovery phase or whatever on any of these. I haven't checked in with outreachy either myself, but I'm happy to mentor, and I've got 3 ideas. So if we need someone, I've got you.
Okay. I want to actually start tracking these project ideas through a folder in the community repo.
Let's do it.
And I have a template sort of halfway done, so I'll get it done. So you can actually put those in, because the thing is, we can actually recycle a lot of ideas from one program to another if we don't end up getting someone for them. Yep. So yeah, definitely let's do it. I'll ping you when I have a template up and you can try it out. I mean, when it comes to outreachy, we're also going to probably want to reach out to, well, CNCF sponsors a certain amount of outreachy. Depending on how many projects we end up with, we might want to reach out to Kubernetes various project sponsors to see if any of them are willing to additionally fund outreachy. Is our outreachy
So,
teams still you, me, and Nikita? Do we want to look at, I mean, I guess this would be something for the mentoring meeting. The next mentoring meeting, we should look at whether or not we should rotate who's on that committee. I wouldn't mind stepping down from being on that committee and giving somebody else a chance to review, etc.
mm,
But that should be for the mentoring meeting. So I'll put that on the agenda there.
mm. Oh, and I see Bob's joined the line. So hello, Bob. We briefly skipped the item about the steering election, but we can jump back to it now that you're on the line. Yeah.
Give me 1 sec to actually open up the notes and everything. I'm coming directly from another meeting. The big thing is we need to put together the election committee, ideally by the end of the month. I know a couple of people I was personally going to reach out to see if they would be okay helping. Beyond that, this would also be the first one that uses Electio. And Josh, would you mind like sticking around just to like help?
Well, I actually think I have to be on the committee this time because it is the first one using Electo.
Yeah.
And it'll be the first time that somebody's using Electo that's going to be deployed running on Kubernetes. So I think I'm going to need to be the technical member of the committee regardless. Hopefully I can then retire, right, from the committee. But we need at least one other, ideally 2 other people.
Yeah. The other big thing is our regular schedule will probably have to be adjusted because KubeCon is when it normally would be announced, and there will be a lot more, not conflict of interest, but like things stealing people's attention leading up to it. And the schedule is dictated by the election committee with the approval of steering. I thought it was the other way around when at the steering meeting earlier this week. but
doesn't steering pick the election committee?
ContribEx proposes them, and then the steering committee signs off on it. Obviously, it gives their blessing. I think that is it as far as the steering election goes. Paris, is there anything else from Paris or Christoph from the meeting or steering meeting this past week?
No, I think the rest was on steering. It was just ContribEx needs to get the recommendations in hopefully before the end of July, especially if there's schedule changes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will post something to the mailing list in Slack looking for members, because over the last 2 elections, we've kind of divided the elections committee into roles. And so I can actually advertise specifically for those roles, because there's the technical support person, which is going to be me. And then there's the comms person. There's the comms person. And then there's the person who's in charge of following up on the PRs and reminders and everything else. So for a 3-person team. So I'll go ahead and advertise that, because I guess here's the question is there some reason why we wouldn't advertise this through ContribEx and let people volunteer for it?
They need to be an eligible voter.
Yeah, that's the only other requirement.
Okay.
So the thing is, as long as that's clear in there, it'd be fine.
Yeah, okay.
We'll wrap back up to the other, so where we were in the agenda. So contributor workshop, I finally got that one PR merged, the one into the community repo with all those updates to the mentoring section and instructions on how to do how to make the guides and recording videos and all that. Next in that kind of series of work is just getting the workshop stub and the community website in so that people can just start filling out the information, because once the blank stubs are there, it's pretty much all we need to give to potential contributors to the contributor workshop is just, here's the page, here's the issue, this is what we need, and kind of here's a step-by-step guide. One thing I have overlooked and I haven't really thought about too much is like, you know, style. There's the community repo has its own style guide on like, you know, how to write things. But I think when it comes down to reviewing the content and like tidying it up, it'll become clearer. I don't know. Anyone's thoughts on contributor workshop stuff? Yeah. The style guide was designed some things.
Yeah.
That's all I had to say.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, it's the contributor workshop. And next things we have on the list is community management. I'll need to know chair's tech lead email.
I think we have a couple things that should go out maybe next week or not next week, but when like Reg is announced, that if SIGs have community members that aren't necessarily org members, A, why aren't they org members yet? And B, that they can sponsor people to attend the contributor summit if they want to. Also probably just a rehash of a lot of the contributor summit information, as well as the fact that if they want to do like full half day, like summits, like mini summits, like the SIG storage one, the SIG storage ones back in the day, then they can do that. They just have to let us know.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try to get that sent out next week. So next up we have DevStats. Do we have any updates about the DevStats project, or is it just John? That's all good. Marketing. Does anyone have any updates from the marketing meeting? Contributor documentation. Do we have any updates from there? Okay. GitHub management. Any updates from there?
Right now, we are still waiting to test EasyCLA. There is a open PR that should add support to PROW. There was a couple of rounds of feedback on that one, but I think after, I apologize, I don't remember the contributor's name. After they address this last round of feedback, then we can actually move forward with testing. We still want to push it out the second week of August, because that will be the best window where there's like the lowest activity right after the next release.
I'd also say that, like, a reminder that our monthly GitHub management sub-project meeting is tomorrow, where we'll likely be talking about these things. So if any of these things interest you, tomorrow.
Next, we have Slack info. No
Yes.
updates from Slack info. And now, which leads us to the last part, is open discussion. So if you have any questions or anything you'd like to chat about, now is the time.
I do have one thing if no one else has anything I want to talk about first. Okay. The 1Password rollout. So we do finally have a password management solution. It is 1Password, and they have been awesome and are actually giving us the like top tier business class version for free, just since like our org is so large and they use and love Kubernetes. They've actually assigned a PGM to help us with the rollout. And they have some training that they want to offer admins and anyone else that might be interested in this. This might be something else like Ping SIG testing and Kate's Infra and any other groups that potentially use and administer a lot of credentials.
Yeah, I was going to ask if Contributor Comms has a folder team in 1Password yet, because among other things, I have a password to put in there. So
Yeah. We have like the Twitter password and all that too. Ideally, my goal would be to try and get this rolled out by end of the year. In any case, if people are interested in any of that training, please reach out to me. We can get something scheduled.
okay. If I'm already running a small, a small organization team in 1Password, is there stuff on it? Do you know if there's stuff on it that would require additional training?
Probably not. They did also link some training material too. And
Okay.
like I can link that to you. One of the follow-ups is like when we're actually ready to roll this out, I want to like PR all that stuff into like K community too.
Mhm.
But for now, it's just sort of like this little bootstrap group. It's just, exchange links and we'll find and include the stuff that's most relevant.
Okay. Oh, also, are we going to give them some love and some sort of Kubernetes media blog, something?
We probably could. I sent them a bunch of swag.
Okay, that doesn't hurt.
At least as a start.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I think when I mathed it out, it was roughly 15 grand a year for what our tier is for the number of users.
Yeah. It's less of a donation in terms of just offering the account, but assigning us a service rep.
Yeah.
Assigning us a service rep is a big deal.
Yep. I would be fully on board with like a shout out or something like that.
Yeah.
If needed, we can do also from the CNCF side. If you, speaking about the promotion, like the social shout out and so on.
Yeah. I'm going to stop the recording here. So